you know, because there's just so many of us just wanting to get the truth out of our governments. We spend so much time talking about that, trying to, talk down speak out against the bunkers. We spend so much time with that we don't concentrate enough on some other things that, would be interesting to know. Like, these beings are here, the aliens are here. Like, what we don't ever talk about what are they, who are they, what are they like? I mean, how are they similar to us in what ways, and in what ways are they not similar to us? Things like that. Like, for instance, it's never really talked about. Do these beings defecate? Do they urinate? Do they have a need for doing that? How do they do that? Is it does this, maybe this species does, and this species does this way, and this species does it that way. Maybe there's all different kinds of variations here. There's a lot of questions with regard to things like that. How do they? What kind of entertain? Do they ever entertain themselves? Is there, or is it just some sort of? Is it just like a hive mentality where they're basically are all on the same page about what they want to do, and what drives them? It's all, everyone is basically thinks the same, like almost like a hive mentality. Is that what it's like? I mean, are their societies free, or do they come from authoritarian kind of societies, or are they at some have they reached some plateau where politics is basically there are no more politics. Like, there's just so many unanswered questions, like so many questions that we'd love to have answers for, and that's because we're bogged down with the cover up, with the ongoing cover up. We're still bogged down with that. We're bogged down with we have debunkers, trying to pretend it's not real. Because we get bogged down in these things, we can't move on to that next level of understanding. Who are these beings? What do they want? What are they like? What is it like where they come from? I mean, how do they spend their evenings? There's things like that. I mean, do they have social lives? I mean, is that, or are they so advanced that they're just beyond that kind of stuff? How do they reproduce? Is there sexual attraction between male and female where they come from, or is that just doesn't exist anymore, or maybe never existed? Like, there's just so many unanswered questions with and all we could do is speculate on these things. But because we're bogged down in the minutia of government holding back information, like, for instance, Stan Friedman spent a good chunk of his time, trying to uncover the conspiracy, trying to find out about Roswell, trying to find out about whether Majestic 12 was real or not. I mean, there's all this different disinformation coming out of our, disinformation you don't even know, coming from our government, and you get bogged down in these things. I mean, a lot of the conversation among people on, when you watch other things on YouTube, it's like, well, we don't know, maybe, or it's probably, no, it's definitely nothing there. You have this. There's no agreement yet, among everyone. There's no agreement among everyone, so you can't go to that next level yet because we're just all bogged down in the minutia of things that we shouldn't be bogged down in. That's why it's so important for the governments of the world to end this secrecy, because as long as they maintain it, we can't find answers to the questions that we're trying to that we want to know, that many of us want to know. Some people don't believe it yet, but that's why we need to get through this disclosure process, which is probably going to take years, if the past is any indication of how things went. I mean, Maybe in about 5 years from now they'll come up with some bogus reason saying, "Oh yeah, we figured out what those objects were. That was just equipment malfunction," and we would know that they would be lying because there were some of these people that saw with their own eyeballs. So I don't think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to go in that direction. I think the disclosure process has begun, and this is the beginning of it. Again, they just don't want to come out and shock, the people who are completely in the dark on this. Yeah, aliens are here. All of a sudden, you have people hiding in their basements. But yeah, there's just so many unanswered questions. So all we can do is speculate. But I am sure that the people who have the best evidence in their hands, the crash saucers, recovered alien bodies, actually are there live ones. There's been reports that there were live ones. What did they learn from them? What are these alien? What are the civilizations like where these alien beings come from? I want to know the answers to those questions. I'm sure that the people that are privy to this information, the human beings on Earth, the very, very, very small group of human beings on this Earth who are working within governments and or private business, like places like Lockheed, Halliburton, whatever, that are looking at this. I'm sure they have some answers. Probably not all. I'm sure not all of them. I don't see how anybody could have all the answers, but it would be interesting to know the answers to that. And these are questions, that you just never hear asked because we're still bogged down into whether it's true or not. Is it true or is it not true? I don't know. Maybe. I want to believe. No, that's... See, I already believe. I already know. And there's other people like me who already know. And we want to move on from that. We want to get everyone else caught up to speed. And that's why, it's imperative that this disclosure process, move forward quickly. I mean, maybe these beings have an adventurous spirit to them. I mean, maybe they feel like they're adventurers going to, we just don't know. Maybe they fancy themselves as, they're just like Star Trek. They're just going to different worlds. And how many other worlds have they been at? Or what else do they know? I mean, wouldn't it be interesting to find out? Are there other civilizations that are similar to ours that aren't nearly as or aren't nearly as advanced as ours, or maybe are as advanced as ours? Wouldn't it be interesting to find out something like that? So there's a lot of stuff out there that just, we just can't start asking those questions yet because we're maintaining a cover up. That's what we're doing. We're maintaining a cover up for, I'm sure, various different reasons, but it does look like it's coming to a close. Looks like they're coming to an end with this. And then maybe we could, start asking all these other questions and maybe get some answers. That would be nice.